Thank you for joining us this month as we take up the invitation and join together with thousands of YWAMers from around the world as we pray and hear from God about the Hindu world. Hindus are the second largest, least reached religious group in the world, with only about 2% of cross-cultural missionaries focused on sharing the gospel with them. The majority of the world's 1.1 billion Hindus still live without any meaningful access to the gospel of Jesus Christ. This month, we invite you to pray for Hindus on September the 12th as part of the YWAM's Global Day of Prayer called The Invitation. We also invite you to join the 15 Days Prayer Focus for the Hindu world. 15 Days is an annual prayer movement that calls Christians and churches worldwide to take 15 days from October 20th to November 3rd to learn about and pray for Hindus around the world. This period encompasses the significant Hindu festival of lights called Diwali or Deepawali, which is the most notable festival for Hindus and an excellent time to pray for and share with Hindus the precious love of Christ, the light of the world. Prayer guides are available in several languages and are either free or available for a nominal price depending on the country. You can access the prayer guide at prayer15days.org. If you only have a few moments to pray during the invitation, please pray for the light of Christ's presence to be fully received among Hindus in general and by any Hindus that you know. Thank you for being part of the invitation. We would love to receive stories from you regarding how you prayed. You can email us at prayer@ywam.org. Preparing to pray. John 8 verse 12 says, "When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.'" Matthew 5 verses 14 to 16 says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Now, as you prepare to pray, consider that Jesus declared himself to be the light of the world, and also declared that his people are the light of the world. Think of a way to represent that light in the place where you will be praying. Could you light candles, shine torches or flashlights, pray as the sun rises, or find other ways to bring to mind this powerful image of Jesus and his people bringing light to the dark places? Let this physical action of bringing light become your focus and attitude in prayer. May your prayers for the Hindu world be shining shafts of light into the darkness, and the light of Christ's presence may fully come among those who do not yet know him. Praying for the Hindu world. Pray for the more than 2,000 YWAM staff who work in South Asia. Many of them work directly with Hindu people. Pray for the 2,328 unreached Hindu people groups, and that they would turn to Christ. India is where most Hindus live, comprising about 80% of its almost 1.4 billion person population. But Hindus also have large populations in Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Indonesia. Pray for Bible translation and distribution efforts in the Hindu world and the ending of Bible poverty. Many Hindus do not have scriptures available in their language or do not have access to the Bible or biblical education in any meaningful form. The Bible is a worker who never sleeps, never gets tired, doesn't require support, and always bears fruit. Pray that Hindus would have life-changing encounters with Christ as they set out in pilgrimage and search for God, which they often do each year. Pray also that God would start more movements of Hindus who will turn towards him in all types of Hindu communities. Charles Spurgeon says that there is nothing that intercessory prayer cannot do. Believer, you have a mighty engine in your hand. Use it well, use it constantly, use it now with faith, and you shall surely prevail. There's a few different ways that you can now look at taking action. You can visit prayer15days.org to find out more information and to get a copy of the 2019 prayer guide. The prayer guide is available in multiple languages, which you can get there. We encourage you and your network of people to pray. Also, we would like to encourage you to pray regularly. You can set an alarm for 9:38 a.m. or p.m. every day to remind you of Jesus' command in Matthew 3, verse 38, to pray that he will send more workers who will go and share the good news with the Hindu people everywhere. You can also get trained to reach Hindus through the YWAM Frontier Missions at ywamfm.org. Consult the Joshua Project site that is dedicated to people groups of South Asia for prayer points. That's at southasiapeoples.org. I'd also like to encourage you to lead an intercessory time at your location or with your ministry, possibly using the information video that you can find in the link in the letter that'll give you a good introduction to the topic. You can also read Mission Frontier's special June 2019 edition on India and the unique challenges that it presents. You can find that at missionfrontiers.org. Also, visit and engage with the Instagram and Twitter pages for Pray 15 Days, both of which use the username Pray 15 Days. We'd also like to encourage you to read and learn about the Hindu people. You can read the book called Disciple Making Among Hindus by Timothy Schultz, Sangar Singh, Footprints Over the Mountains by Janet and Jeff Bang, Footprints of Faith, Stories of YWAM in South Asia by Sonia Svoboda. There's also the book Contagious Disciple Making by David Watson. If you're interested in prayer and communication, you can also look at joining us and being a part of the invitation. You can contact us at prayer@ywam.org. We need an administrator and coordinator, photographers and videographers, and researchers. I'd also like to encourage you to share on our Facebook page at facebook.com/youthofthemission, where you can post a picture and add a comment about how you prayed. You can also head over to twitter.com, search for the hashtag PrayWithYWAM, and tweet about your prayer time or post a picture. You can also use the same hashtag PrayWithYWAM on Instagram to post a photo of your prayer time. Also, we'd like to encourage you to send an email to prayer@ywam.org letting us know how you prayed and what God revealed to you. Now, by sharing with us, it allows us to also share with you about different ways that locations around the world have prayed. Back in August, we prayed for the University of the Nations. We heard from multiple people about the words they sensed from God during their prayer time. They include the Jubilee, being simple, a sense of coming back to basic truth, trust, fellowship, and that this is a dedicated ministry. In July of 2019, we prayed for Central Europe. YWAM Ozarks in Arkansas prayed, and they sent us this feedback. We distributed the Central Europe map that was included with the description of prayer needs, and then we each took on the identity of a nation in the region. One became Croatia, another Macedonia, someone else became a Romanian, etc. About 15 minutes was given to research our particular nations, and then we reported from a first-person perspective. We talked a little about our nation's history, our strengths, our challenges, the religious beliefs that most of us in our country shared, etc. Some told about these crazy people that we have in our neighborhood called Youth of the Mission and what they seem to be doing. After each one shared about his or her identity as a Croatian, etc., we prayed for the nation and its people. Taking on a personal identity of people from these nations made them just come alive to us. At the close, there was a friendly competition over just who was the hardest working nation. This competition was between Hungary and Poland, and if you actually check out the letter, you can see a photo of that challenge. Now, moving forward, there's multiple topics that we'll be praying for. In October, we'll be praying for children at risk. In November, we'll be praying for Tokyo, Japan. And then in December, we'll be praying for Israel. We don't want you to miss future episodes of The Invitation. You can sign up for prayer updates by heading over to ywam.org. Find the Stay Connected box on the homepage and put in your email address and click sign up. You can also download prayer invitations and updates in your specific language. Head over to ywam.org/theinvitation. You can find the letter often in Spanish, Portuguese, French, Indonesian, Korean, or other requested languages. You can also join the invitation and join the conversation about how God is leading in these prayer times. You can comment on the Facebook page on the second Thursday at facebook.com/youthofthemission or on Twitter using the hashtag PrayWithYWAM. You can also post a photo on Instagram using the same hashtag, PrayWithYWAM. You can also do what you're doing now and listen to the invitation as a podcast. Head over to ywampodcast.net/prayer to check out past episodes and also to sign up for future audio podcasts. Now, if you do sense God is giving you a word or direction for YWAM's prayer, please contact us at prayer@ywam.org. So again, thank you so much for joining us this month as we join together and pray for the Hindu world. Look forward to praying with you this month and in the months coming up.